Are you a newer Etsy shop or just maybe a shop with very few sales? And maybe you've been seeing all these YouTube videos like $30,000 in 30 days, $10,000 digital products, and maybe now you're hearing crickets? Well, what should you do? What should you realistically expect from Etsy? Where do you go from here and how do you spend your time? Are you wasting your time? In today's video, I'm going to dive into exactly why this happens and what you need to expect when you're launching an Etsy shop. And I'm also going to give you 5 things that you should do over the next 5 days to work through this lull that most new shops experience. So before I say anything else, if you like videos like this or any of my videos, please subscribe to this channel. I love giving free value here, and seeing that subscribe number go up is like a little thank you for providing that. Also, everyone watching this, I would like you to drop in the comments how much you made in your first 30 days on Etsy. I think that would be really interesting for everyone to see. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan Jarris, and I am an Etsy shop owner of about 7 years. I've sold over $1.4 million in revenue on this platform, and it's over $1 million in profit. I also sell on Amazon and Shopify, and my entire background is in corporate e-commerce. So all of that experience is really infused into everything I teach here on YouTube and in my program, Multi-Six-Figure Etsy Blueprint. So now, while I still have my shop and we do between $360,000 and $400,000 a year on Etsy, I've hired out most of production for that. And now I work full-time with hundreds of Etsy sellers just like you, and I help them scale their shops to the multi-six-figure level. So if you are interested in any one-on-one help, definitely reach out. You can find me on Instagram at Dylan Jarris, or just schedule a call with me with the link below. I talk to so many Etsy sellers who have just started on Etsy. Maybe they have about 50 listings. They've been on Etsy for a few weeks and they have no sales. They're starting to feel panicked, like what are they doing wrong? Maybe this is broken. Maybe this isn't going to work for them. Maybe they should go a different direction. Maybe they should start a second shop. They feel really unsettled and anxious. They're starting to research things like Amazon KDP or Shopify as an alternative. And in this place of being unsettled about having no sales or few sales, they are very quick to pivot. And what happens is they do this over and over again. So they try something, they don't see immediate results, then they pivot. And then they try something, they don't see immediate results, and they pivot. And the problem with this, with Etsy and really anything entrepreneurial, is that they spend a year or years doing this cycle of stop, start, and they just stay on the surface. And they've really just been on the surface of many entrepreneurial ventures, but they haven't actually learned anything because they move on way too quickly to really learn anything other than I'm not getting the results that I wanted as quickly as I wanted. So with this, you end up really pouring your energy into a lot of different little things, but you're really getting nowhere. You're kind of spinning your wheels. And they know a little bit about a lot of things, but really deeply and strategically, they hardly know anything. So we really need to break this cycle in order to get traction on Etsy. So you need to be comfortable not getting sales right away. And instead of just sitting and waiting for sales once you publish your listings, we really need to be kind of like ducks, where we're kind of calm, cool, collected on the surface, but under the water, we're like furiously paddling. The truth is, if you just stuck with one thing long enough and worked diligently on it, you would become an expert on this and you will be successful. So the reality is, on Etsy, you're probably not going to get your first sale in the first week, the first 2 weeks, the first few weeks. I didn't even get my first sale until I was 2 months into having an Etsy shop. And yet I was still able to scale to over $10,000 by my 4th month, and then $134,000 by my first 12 months. So while you are sitting in that kind of discomfort of having no sales, I want to encourage you to do these 5 things over the next 5 days to kind of turn that around. Number 1, make sure that every listing has completely unique SEO. I have seen so many shops just copy and paste the same title across all of their listings. So let's say you sell nurse t-shirts, you have the same title on all of your nurse t-shirts. When you're doing this, you are severely limiting yourself, and you're only going to be found for those few select terms. But while we're talking about SEO, remember the title is only one small part of SEO, and a title alone is not enough. So with your product mix, you really want to be utilizing as many long tail keywords as possible to have as little overlap as possible across your listings. So over the next 5 days, I challenge you to make the SEO in your listings as different as possible so that you can reach as many people as possible. So here is an example of a shop that sells nurse sweatshirts and t-shirts. And while there's a lot of improvements that should be done with the current SEO, they're really only getting to half of the potential people that they could be getting in front of. But the one thing that they're doing really well is having different long tail keywords with each listing. So there's little overlap, and they are really leveraging many different sets of long tail keywords, even though these listings themselves are almost identical. Number 2, over the next 5 days, do not keep the same photos that you started with. Photos, mock-ups, this is one of the the biggest learning curves when you're launching an Etsy shop. No matter if you are doing photos yourself or mock-ups, I guarantee that 1 year from now, you will look back on your very first sets of photos and mock-ups and you'll think that they were terrible. You might think that it looks kind of low budget or something, and I would almost guarantee that. So with photos and with mock-ups, you have to keep pushing, keep testing, keep improving. Test out different backgrounds, different mock-ups. Don't have all of your photos with the exact same background. Don't have all of your photos with the exact same mock-up. A lot of shops, when they launch, they will have all the photos looking the exact same. You'll hear some people on YouTube encouraging you to do that, to have all of your photos look the same for a cohesive look. But I would ask, why would you forego the opportunity to test out what customers might respond to better? If you are launching with all of your photos or all of your mock-ups looking the exact same, you're missing a huge learning opportunity, because this is the time to learn what your customers want to click on and what they respond to better. And you're really only giving yourself one option and nothing else to compare your current photo setup to. Over the next 5 days, if I were you, I would test out at least 10 different types of mock-ups or 10 different photo backgrounds. You really never know what is going to turn out the best for a listing photo. And if you are stuck with 0 sales or few sales, we really need to learn fast, and the only way we will learn fast is by trying fast. The next thing to do over the next 5 days is to not wait until you have sales or until your listings look perfect to start marketing your shop. So I see so many shops who are waiting to start their marketing until they have a few sales so that it looks better. Or I see a lot of shops who are waiting until they have a full page of listings where everything's looking perfect until they start pushing things on social media. But as soon as you have one listing up in your Etsy shop, I really recommend going to Instagram, getting 20 static posts, all with very cohesive branding, and start driving traffic to your Etsy shop via Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest as soon as possible. So Facebook is going to be the most immediate results, followed by Instagram, followed by Pinterest. So Pinterest really is the long game, but you really have to get the wheels turning by yourself by driving some of that traffic yourself. Driving traffic yourself with social media is not only much more effective than Etsy ads oftentimes, where it's a stronger return on the investment of your time, but you're also going to learn a lot about your customers, and that's what you really need to be doing at this point. With social media, you will learn so much more about what your customers like and dislike, what they're attracted to, and which listings they like, versus just paying for ads for a few select listings. And when you're starting, when you have no sales, the most valuable thing you can get is collect customer data on what they like, what they're drawn to. The next thing I would do over the next 5 days is to create more loss leaders. So there is a time and a place to focus on building more high ticket items into your shop. But selling high ticket items that are very expensive really require having a good track record and good reviews for customers to trust you enough to purchase from you. So what we want to do over the next 5 days is build up that track record by adding in more loss leaders. So remember, loss leaders, they're not something we're losing money on. They're something that's going to be low price point, low margin. Maybe you're making like $1 per transaction. Maybe you're breaking even on it and just covering your Etsy fees. But it's going to drive up your order number under your shop name really high, really fast. And loss leaders are really a much easier purchasing decision for potential customers. And since these loss leaders are going to be something that you have in your shop for years and years to come, you might as well get them up now. Loss leaders are also typically faster to create listings for. So if I were you, I would spend the next 5 days launching one new loss leader in your shop each day. And if you need ideas for what could be a great loss leader for your shop, definitely reach out. When you do one-to-one coaching with me, I give you ideas specifically for your shop. Okay, the last thing that I recommend doing if you have little to no sales in your Etsy shop is to not ever stop hustling for cash flow while you are waiting for Etsy to build up. And I say this because I encounter this almost every day. If you are someone who is out there, living paycheck to paycheck right now, you need to be out there hustling and not just stopping everything you're doing to focus 100% on Etsy. If you are 100% broke and you want to go all in on Etsy, I would say that is 100% a terrible idea. I know that's really weird for me to say. As an Etsy business coach, I should be telling you to go all in on Etsy, right? But if your financial situation is so tight and so dire, I definitely would recommend building your shop in a different way. And this is by fitting it into the margins of your life while you're doing other things to bring in cash flow at the same time. Because building a business on Etsy requires patience. And if you can't actually afford to have that patience, you're never going to get off the ground. So if I was broke and I was starting an Etsy shop, I would be out there hustling. I would be walking dogs. I would be house sitting. I would be babysitting. I would be cleaning people's houses. I would be washing people's cars. I would be working at McDonald's just to get some cash flow to give myself breathing room so that I could get my other business, my Etsy business, off the ground. ground, because building things on Etsy requires patience and time and consistency. And if you have no financial breathing room, you're not going to be able to give it any of those things. So if you are feeling financially squeezed right now, I know this is weird advice, but I would pick up some work part-time, maybe 10 hours a week, just to build a buffer into your life. Because the people who come into Etsy totally broke, what happens is when they don't see results within the first 2 weeks, and that is as much runway or margin that they have in their life to kind of get that cash flow coming, and then they quit because it's not producing what they need and they've hit the wall. So if you are serious about Etsy and you are financially squeezed, but your goal is to make it your long-term full-time income, I definitely wouldn't start with that. I would start with a strategy where you are fitting it into the margins, working on it every spare moment you have, but in the meantime, doing something to bring enough cash into your life to live on. So I hope this gives you some perspective on what to do during that lull when you first start your Etsy shop. And I challenge you to do these 5 things over the next 5 days. If you need some one-on-one help in your shop, definitely reach out. I'd love to help you. I'm helping hundreds of students right now, and the results are pretty incredible. If you want to know what the student results are, look down below. There is a link that says student results. You can check out all the things my students are saying about my program. And if you want to connect on Instagram, if you have any questions for me, reach out at Dylan Jaras. I'm on there all the time, and I'd love to connect. Lastly, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.